Hey, good evening, chums. It's Vic here, the Whiskey Minister. Day 12 of my drama day in December. Well, up to December the 25th. That's what I'm working through, up until the 25th. I'm working through my advent calendar that I got from my buddies down at the really good whiskey company. And it's a dram that's brought back a lot of memories today. When I opened it up, I looked at it, I thought, I wonder where this is from. It's from Port Dundas. Now, Port Dundas, an old grain distillery that's no longer there. It was one of the grain distilleries that Diageo had when I was working for them. And I was, Port Dundas, Cameron Bridge, and then I think it was 2009, it was announced, 2010, it was shut down, and all the production moved across to Cameron Bridge. But I remember going down to Port Dundas in the late 90s, the early 2000s, when I was one of the management team at Burghead. We used to go down there for customer liaison meetings, they were called, because we used to supply some of the malt out of Burghead down to Port Dundas. Because although Port Dundas is a grain distillery making grain spirit, using wheat predominantly, you still need the malt in barley. You still need the malted barley for the enzymes to break down the starch in the wheat. And so when I was at Burghead, we used to make grain distilling malt and supplied it down to Cameron Bridge and Port Dundas. And every quarter, we used to go down and basically get slated for how much malt they used to use in their inclusion calculations. It was always too much to them. We thought we were doing a good job at Burghead, but it was always too much for the lads down at Port Dundas. So it brought back some memories for me today. So what is this Port Dundas? Yeah, it's day 12. It's a single grain, and it's a 22-year-old. It was distilled in 1999, so from the last century. Man, that makes me feel old, saying this whiskey was distilled in the last century. But it's distilled in 99, and it's a 22-year-old, so bottled last year. It's 46.2%. It's a single cask, and it's from a refill ex-Bourbon cask. So you can see 22 years, not a lot of colour in that. So not a hugely active cask, I would suggest. So Port Dundas, no longer there. It's been flattened. I'm not actually sure what's there now. It's the other side of the motorway for the centre of Glasgow. But I'm not sure what's there, shops or houses or something. If anybody kens what's at Port Dundas now, stick it in the chat. So, this was bottled by the Rare Find. That's the brand name. So let's see what it is. I think this is the third single grain we've had so far. So single malt's not the only whiskey there is out there. There's some great single grains. I've had a couple already, hopefully a third. Blended Scotch is really nice as well if you get the right one. Don't be a snob and be just about single malt, single malt, single malt. There's loads of other whiskies out there to try. So here's another one today. So yeah, look at that colour, or rather, look at the lack of that colour. It's almost pale yellow, isn't it? Pale straw. Not a huge amount of colour. So a refill hoggy, so it's probably a bit less active than some of the casks we've had so far. So now there's that for me, there's that distinctive single grain aroma. It's quite alcohol for 46%. There's a bit of nose prickle there. But it's also quite fruity. A little bit of vanilla. Not a huge lot else. A little flat on the nose, maybe. Never mind. It could always taste better. Sometimes you get a great nose and the palate's not brilliant. Sometimes you get a nose that's not overwhelming, overly special, and it's a wonderful palate. So let's see what this old one's like. You know what? This could have been made, probably, yes, 1999. This would have been made with malted barley that I helped produce at Burghead Maltons. Well, there you go. Let's see if we made a good job. Oh, that's much better on the palate. Oh, that is so creamy. Wowee. It's like, you're going to think I'm stupid. It's got a finish like strawberries. It's really weird. It's wonderful, creamy and toffee and buttery to start with. And then there's this sort of sweet, strawberry sweets, chewy strawberry sweets. That's really weird. I'm going to have to try that again. Mm. Oh, that is really nice. It is really oily, silky in the mouth, and a wonderful palate. It's sweet. There's that vanilla there, it's sort of custardy. And there's that finish that I can only describe it as strawberry. That chewy strawberry sweets. That's fantastic. Really nice. So yeah, so I probably helped make this. Wowee! Didn't have much to do. Malted barley. It's only about 12 or 13% of the mash bill, but that's all you need to provide the enzymes to break the starch down in the wheat. The 87, 88, 86% of the mash bill is wheat. You just need a wee bit of malted barley, to provide the enzymes to break down the starch. So I had a little bit to play with it. Lovely. Lovely mouthfeel, creamy toffee, buttery, and then that fruity finish. Fantastic. That was my Dram of the day, Dram 12. And it was a Portland Das single grain, 46.2%, single cask as well from a refill ex bourbon cask. 22-year-old Portland Das from Rare Find Whiskies. So that's my Dram of the day. Hope you had a dram yourself. Just the one, because it is the start of the week. So good to see you all the start of this cold week it's going to be. Probably need some internal central heating. So that was my Portland Das, Dram 12. I will see you tomorrow with Dram 13. Cheers, folks. Bye now.